Welcome to the highlights of the World Cup match 1992 between Australia and Sri Lanka in Adelaide. Perfect conditions. Tony Greig reported that the pitch was in great shape, looked as though there were plenty of runs there, and these were the two teams announced by the skippers at the toss. First of all, the Australians, well, they have left out Merv Hughes, Bruce Reid and Mark Taylor has been made 12th man. That's out of their squad of 14. Jeff Marsh is back in to open. Looks as though Tom Moody will be going in with him. And the Sri Lankan side, they are 5 points in the table at the moment, which we'll show you in just a second or two. Samasakira goes in first with Mahanama, then Guru Singha, Aravinda De Silva, the skipper, and the former skipper, Arjuna Ranatunga, then Jayasuriya, Tilakaratna, Kalpagi, then Rumanika, Anarasiri, and Vikramasinghe, with Graham Lebroy restored to the 12th man position. Now, the points table in this World Cup of 1992, you have the four top teams, New Zealand, England, Sri Lanka there on 5 and South Africa on 4. And then the bottom division, it can change today if Australia win, West Indies, India, Pakistan, Australia and Zimbabwe. Well, we join play now after Alan Border has won the toss and put Sri Lanka into bat on this excellent batting strip. And it's the second over with 3 runs on the board with Steve Waugh, the bowler, and he's bowling to Mahanama.
Very good shot. Putting that one away nice and fine, and into the fence it goes. Well, the ball's getting over the outfield okay. Doing a good job, the groundsman here, to get rid of all that moisture. Thrown away to the boundary for 4.
Well, it's a very interesting move, giving the new ball to Stephen Waugh. He hasn't got the pace of Whitney or McDermott to try and contain the Sri Lankan batsman. Well, he won't contain them if you push down leg side here in Adelaide, because the wicket is so true that batsman will put bat on ball. That was a nice leg glance, nice deflection.
Oh, there's a run out here. This has got to be taken and off go to Bales. Well, what a tragedy that is for the Sri Lankans. They were playing so well, and all of a sudden, a dreadful misunderstanding there. Atula Samarasakira didn't want to go. Roshan Mahanama decided there was an easy single. Have a look at this. He plays the ball, goes for it, and then a huge mix-up there, and off go the bails.
Tragic end for Roshan Mahanama. I think he got murdered then, actually. I thought his partner was at fault. He's out, and it's 1 for 8. A bad start for Sri Lanka.
Sanka Gurasinghe is the new batsman. Stephen Waugh is just 26 too. He's been around for a while, lots of experience so far in the World Cup. No wicket for 60, no wicket for 16, 1 for 50 and 1 for 29. So he's really had an up and down time with the ball. Well played. He hit that one over the infield. Taylor refusing it mid-on.
That was a good shot. Picked that one up. Prepared to loft it over the infield. Sri Lanka must have made a charge here. They'd be aware that it's a very good batting pitch. Australia will be looking for early wickets.
Good shot, beautifully played. The gap on the offside there. Well, he may have fiddled around early on a bit. But on that occasion, Gurasinghe is smashing it to the boundary. 1 for 22. In the air and dropped. That looked to me as if it went straight to gully, and it was a very straightforward catch. And out she popped. Marsh is in that position, normally very reliable.
One of the world's best gully fieldsmen, Jeff Marsh, and this wasn't hit hard. That was the surprising part of it. Straight in and out. And remember all the great catches that Jeff Marsh has taken in that region. It's unbelievable that he put down a catch. He's reasonably close, but he's a brilliant fieldsman. That's just bad luck for Jeff Marsh in the gully position.
Michael Whitney being called into the attack now. Gurasinghe trying to go down leg side, and he's been given out by Billu reporter. Trying to turn that ball through the leg side field. And Whitney has struck the second blow for Australia.
Mike Whitney bowled very well at the SCG the other night. He started well here today. Gurasinghe walks across his stumps, gets right in front of the stumps there. tries to play the ball probably too much towards mid-wicket, not straight enough, and pays the penalty. Caught right in front there. And Sri Lanka now 2 for 28.
Captain of Sri Lanka, Aravinda de Silva.
Sri Lanka, a very good side, an underestimated side at times. All their stroke makers can cause problems for any attack in the world. It's really a question of consistency and form, and Australia come out on top. And that's gone over the top. It's a long, long way down there to the boundary. Peter Taylor's the man giving chase there. And Samasekera goes over the top. And those will be the first runs off Mike Whitney.
So much good just occasionally lofting a neat boundary. Got to do a bit more than that. A ball called by umpire reporter. So 2 boundaries, that certainly helps things along. Can't rely on building boundaries all the time.
I suppose Samasekera won't mind taking 8 off the over. I suppose you have to say that if Sri Lanka did take 2 boundaries and over off Australia for the rest of the innings, they'd build quite a good total. But just a couple of loosish balls here from Mike Whitney. Good shot there. He's hit it on the up. Wasn't a half volley. Wasn't that bad a ball. But he's timed it well, and the outfield's very quick here, and it's raced across the outfield there to the cover boundary.
On board and making a change at the Cathedral end. It's going to be Tom Moody. That's one of Aravinda's favourite shots. Wasn't quite a pull shot, I suppose, but he does play the pull shot particularly well.
Very quick onto the back foot, the Silver, and this ball wasn't that short. Really has had 2 or 3 balls to look at Tom Moody. He decided that that sort of pace, anything slightly short, he's gone underneath it. Ian Chappell was talking a moment ago about the number of shots that de Silva does hit in the air, and that's gone high, but safely down towards the boundary for 4.
It's a magnificent shot. Yes, it's not so much the pull shots. That's fine. If you're going to hit the ball intentionally and hit it way over the infield, I have no problem with that. It's this shots like this one, the little skimmers that go about a metre off the ground through the infield. They're the ones that you're likely to be caught off.
And in fact, you're absolutely right there, because this ball's been hit hard, timed nicely, but it's gone in the air. It's pierced the field. That's the good news, of course.
Safe, away over the infield. The outfield is fast, despite the heavy dew we were talking about. The sun has been out for several hours now, and Sri Lanka have reached 50 for the loss of the 2 wickets, Mahanama and Gurusingha.
Yes, the short boundaries to the side, square of the wicket, usually inviting players to go across the line. It's just straight into about leg stump, so he's picked it off. It was easy pickings for him. Doesn't take much to hit it for there.
You know, a funny morning as far as the run rate goes. Some overs, hardly anything taken off, and then suddenly, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Peter Taylor is the new bowler from the Cathedral end.
3 men in the circle on the leg side. And he's gone. He's trying to go over the top, and Borders under this. Will he take it? Healy said it's mine and just makes it. And he looks like he might have done his hamstring again. Let's have a look.
Moving too freely for the hamstring to have gone. Actually, that was clever cricket on Healy's part. One assumes that you've got to assume that he's fully fit, but he has the gloves on. That was a difficult catch for both Border and the man coming from behind square. Healy has called for it. He had to stretch over that last yard or so, but he got it. It is 3 for 72. Arjuna Ranatunga is the new batsman coming out to join his skipper. It used to be the other way around when Ranatunga was captain.
War was given the new ball. 3 overs, he conceded 15 runs. It's a thickish edge. He was opening the face there, purposely trying to get it away down to third man. Perhaps not as quite as fine as that, but he got it away all right.
Yes, it's a dangerous ploy with the left-hander because he's running at that angle as it is. The keeper is going to be moving in that direction. Well, I think Healy is definitely restricted by that hamstring tear. Not that I think that he would have caught that one fully fit, but we saw him chase that Skyer just a moment ago, and he pulled up a bit lame.
Just short. Well, it looked as if Border was coming forward there. It didn't quite carry to him.
Difficult catch. It was hit very firmly, and you haven't got much time to get forward there in the covers. Arjuna has gone for the blue cricketing hat. Special hats made for the World Cup in the team colours, the team badge on the front.
Again, a big appeal there for LBW as he goes for the sweep shot yet again, looking towards that short boundary. Looks as if he was trying to heave that over the top.
He'll be disappointed at missing that. A full toss on leg stump with the short boundary beckoning, and he will be very disappointed to have missed that, especially as there's no man actually at square leg on the boundary.
Well, Border changing his format a little bit in this match, and we're seeing him introduce himself now into the attack. The silver looking very good. Ball hitting the middle of the bat there, and that brings up the 100 for the Sri Lankans. They've got a bit of support here today.
Mr. Silver is looking good, but Ranatunga is besotted with a sweep shot at the moment with the two spinners bowling, and unfortunately he's not getting too many to sweep, and that's slowing proceedings enormously.
That's in the air and out. Oh, it's dropped. I don't believe this. We've seen a catch dropped in the gully by Marsh, and on that occasion Stephen Waugh dropping it in the deep. It was a straightforward catch, hit straight to him, but he put it down.
Shades of the Gabba where Steve Waugh dropped the catch off the last ball there. It was a bit more difficult than that one, though. That was straight into the breadbasket.
That is Whitney, that point there. Then there's another fielder there, and there is another one way down at deep backward square. And Taylor has had a very good spell. This is his 9th over. He has 2 wickets now, and that was beautifully bowled. A little bit of extra flight, drew the batsman into the stroke down the ground, and Dean Jones was the fielder.
Well, a combination of good flight from Peter Taylor, possibly a little turn. Ranatunga's just got underneath this ball. You see it just turning there and holding up off the wicket. It's defeated the drive. Instead of getting it along the ground, it's gone out to extra cover, wide mid-off. Catch nicely taken. And Sri Lanka now 4 for 123.
22 years of age, Sanat Jayasuriya is the new batsman. Not even the full toss is got away there by the Sri Lankan skipper, but he does move on to the half century out of 4 for 130 Sri Lanka after they were put in by Alan Border.
And that's De Silva's first 50 in World Cup cricket. Off 67 balls, so reasonably brisk, but it's going to get brisker.
There's a start, perhaps, by Jayasuriya. That was a good shot, straight down the ground.
Well, there's nothing wrong with this shot. He's picked a spot straight, despite the fact that it's the longest boundary here at the Adelaide Oval. He's hit it hard enough, high enough. It's rolled across this quick outfield here. It's a great shot. And Jayasuriya is definitely not waiting for Alan Border to get near the end of his 10 overs. He's going to go after him now.
Change in bowling now. Steve Waugh comes back on. Peter Taylor has finished his 10-over stint, his best in World Cup cricket. 10 overs, and 2 for 34. Steve Waugh back on this time at the Cathedral end. What do you think happened to Witt there? Low level of concentration, or?
When you say to Witt, you're not meaning to Mike Whitney, of course. It's Steve Waugh just slides the ball down the leg side, and the ball not quite carrying through to Ian Healy, who I suppose you can say was just a touch casual there. And Steve Waugh, a bit of a mixed World Cup so far. New Zealanders took the willow to him a little bit in Auckland at the start of the competition. India weren't exactly averse to him either.
Well, he's thinking it's a bump ball. The Australians are thinking he's out. The Australians are even pointing to show him where the dressing room is, but he has no intention of going, and the umpire has no intention of giving him out.
Well, exactly. I tell you what, the umpire Ian Robinson, he's got no doubt about it at all. He's nodding his head, saying it's a bump ball. Completely ignored it. The batsman never looked like moving, and yet the Australians all assumed very easily and very quickly there was no doubt about it. Now, I'd have to say from that replay that I'd probably tend to back the Australians on this one.
Actually, that is very strange. He's pulled his shot and he's hit it straight to the man at mid-wicket, and for one instant I think he wasn't very happy about himself. And a wide call, just to add a little bit of insult to insult.
There's probably another, knowing Steve Waugh's luck at the moment, there's probably another insult coming up just round the corner. And I mean, just when it looked as though it affected a very simple wicket, completely deceived the batsman, who's just chipped it. He stopped his shot and chipped it to mid-wicket. A nice easy catch. Steve Waugh's still bowling, the batsman's still batting.
That's the 150 for Sri Lanka. Lovely bit of foot work there from Jayasuriya.
Oh, a big appeal there for LBW and given. Umpire Pilu Reporter deciding that that one was going to hit the stumps. The question really was, did it turn sufficiently to hit the stumps? Did it hit him outside the line? Was it going down the leg side? All sorts of things go through the minds of umpires. Let's have another look at it.
He's come over the wicket here. It's pretty straight. Look at that. It's going to hit middle stump halfway up, I reckon. And I think Jayasuriya was hoping that it'd go right over the member's stand. 5 for 151.
Ashan Tilakaratne is the new batsman. Oh, that's the reverse sweep, and well played too. Right off the meat of the bat. He won't get it away for 4, but certainly 2 runs.
That's a brilliant shot, isn't it? Like the guys who have Alan Border could see it. He said, what are you doing there? When chaps normally play this backhand sweep, they'll paddle around. He smashed that, tried to whack it for 4. That's a fair shot. De Silva's innings today has been marvellous. He's now 62 runs for about 80-odd deliveries.
Good backing up there, and that would have been out too if that had hit. We've seen the Australians on numerous occasions when things have been going well hit the stumps in situations like that. Mark Waugh, the fieldsman there, gets rid of it very quickly. Had he hit, well, he probably would have been a few inches out. May not have been given because they're very hard to give in those situations, but the more important fact is that the ball didn't hit the stumps. Strange how sometimes when things aren't going for you, these sorts of things happen. Just don't strike the stumps when you need to. He's got that one away nicely. No, he's not. He's going to be caught. Oh, well taken, Tom Moody. Moving around to his left. It was beautifully struck right off the meat of the bat, and for a second looked as if it was going to get to that boundary down a deep mid wicket, but it's a very long boundary, and Moody's long strides getting him to the ball, and a very good catch indeed.
Yes, a result of some good field placements here. The fielders were square there on the leg side. It's encouraged De Silva to go straighter, and they're not good straight hitters, the Sri Lankans. And didn't he take that easily? Just sauntered around. Tom Moody. De Silva out for 62. It's 6 for 163.
Ruan Kalpagay is at the non-striker's end. He's the new batsman.
Wait, you'll have to get back. He's gone.
Good fielding. The Australians nipping in and taking the opportunity. Mark Waugh there very quickly in. Didn't overrush the throw. Got it right over the bails. That was well done.
Yeah, just one of those single savers inside the circle. He moves very quickly, Mark Waugh. And poor old Tilakaratne, not a happy man. Said yes when he should have said no. 7 for 166. He's out for 5.
And Perka Ramanayaka is the new batsman.
That's in the air. It's going to go all the way. That's what's needed. Seven for 173. Steve Waugh comes back into the attack from the city end. He's hit that well. Moody is the man at deep cover on the fence. They haven't run all that well between the wickets. A little bit hesitant. There's a misfield by wicketkeeper here. They need a great throw, and they get the overthrow. So 2 runs for that square drive.
Not an easy throw for the keeper to take when they're right at your feet, but an alert piece of running there by the 2 Sri Lankan batsmen to get back for that second.
Close if he hits. Very close. He's got him. What a good piece of work. Magnificent piece of fielding. Mark Waugh coming across there and taking his time, and a direct hit. Superb fielding.
This is a brilliant all-round fieldsman, Mark Waugh. Excellent pair of hands. He takes many, many catches in the slips. But he's, like his brother, he's deadly accurate because he gets into good position as he picks up, and he has a good look before he fires. And his aim on this occasion is dead true. Ramanayaka is run out. Sri Lanka 8 for 182.
On Anavasiri, the new batsman. Slow one again, and he's going to be running out. Here he hits. Got back. Just in time.
Not much response there from the non-striker. He really should have been ready to go.
Sits straight down the ground. They must certainly run for everything. 3 for 2. And they're happy with 3. They come back again surely. Here he comes. Will he hit it? He's run out. So 3 runs off the last delivery and a run out. So after 50 overs, Sri Lanka 9 for 189.
Well, that's a good performance from the Australians to keep Sri Lanka down to 189. 190 to win for Australia. Doesn't look to be all that big a chase, not all that vast a target, but as we've seen already, there are 1 or 2 nerve ends jangling in the Australian batting this summer. Here they go.
That's a better shot. He's got that one away, all on the way along the ground as well. And what's more, he's beaten the fieldsman. So that little bit of frustration, which is beginning to creep into this partnership, relieved a little now by a good shot from Tom Moody.
Well, that's what Tom Moody will need. There have been some good shots hit. This one again from a very straight ball, and he's managed to work it hard but square on the leg side. And this time the despairing dive not quite good enough to stop this ball going for 4.
Certainly not scoring freely, the Australians. They're just working the ball. Oh, an edge, no slip. We'll get 3 here. Moody may even get 4. The ball running very fast out of the outfield. That makes the boundary, a thickish edge for Marsh, so that'll break the shackles for him. The second boundary of the innings, 1 to Moody, 1 to Marsh. That from a genuine nick outside the line of the off stump.
Yes, well, De Silva has taken the slip out, as you can see, and put in the short cover to create that bit of pressure, but he's got away with it. You'd think if he created pressure just a little further down the ground that you'd still want to slip in there just for the nick. So Jeffrey Marsh won't be complaining. He'll be pretty happy with that.
It's a good shot. That's a very positive stroke. Fine off drive. So for Marsh, a 4 and a 3. They're looking for the 4. Not on. Good return.
It's more like it. Swampy. Beautiful off drive. Look at him move into this one here. Head down through the line of the ball. It is possible to even run 5 down there if it runs all the way.
This time he's gone over the top. Good clean hit. Over one on. High ball. They should run 4 here. They're happy with 3 as it drops dead like an 8 iron. Good positive stroke by Tom Moody, hitting through the line, lofting over the circle.
Yeah, there's no danger in this. Within the first 15 overs, it means that you can only have 2 men outside the circle. So just a little pick up with the bottom hand over the top. And it doesn't take much to clear the fieldsman in that inner circle area. See a little bit more bottom hand come in underneath and away she goes. So it was really a well-controlled shot. It wasn't a slog over the top.
Hit it from the right line too, outside off stump. He picked up easily. Over long on. Nice driving. That could be 4. That's Jeff Marsh at his best. So Lanka, the last 2 overs, conceding 10 and now 7 off 2 deliveries. Just losing his line a bit here as the Australian batsmen are on the attack.
This is a beautiful cover drive from Jeffrey Marsh. Just a bit too much width here. Waited for it to come along. Plays his cover drive with quite a lot of bottom hand, Jeffrey Marsh, and gets him in a little bit of trouble sometimes when the ball's swinging away, but that's a glorious stroke. There's the run rate so far. Australia a bit slow for a start. They're in the yellow. So you can see the difference there. 2 wickets Sri Lanka had lost, and Australia had to lose a wicket.
And Rasuri, the left arm spinner, coming into the attack. And he does, and he goes forward for 6. Good hit. Jeff Marsh picks it up, sweeping forward a square leg, lofted over the mid-wicket position for 6.
Sort of, it looked like he was going to sweep it square, but got hold of it a bit earlier and thought, well, I might as well put it over the fence.
Australia away now to a good start after 13 overs. No wicket for 47. There's going to be a change at the Cathedral end. With Singha, right arm, slow medium, I guess, coming in at the vital time for Sri Lanka. One feels that Moody and Marsh taking control of this match for the Australian side. Well, little induckers and a little bit of movement there. Moody chips him away nicely in the gap. Good start. And Jeff Marsh has been slow handcuffed here today, but in that previous over, he played a magnificent shot through mid-wicket. That brings up the 50, that 3. No wicket for 50. This was a beautifully timed stroke.
Yes, it's a glorious hit. He's just got up and underneath it. And he doesn't have to hit it very far over there on that short boundary at the Adelaide Oval. Just got over the fence.
That's beaten the man out mid-on. It's pretty well timed by Jeff Marsh, but the man is coming around from long off. 3 more to Marsh. Gets him on to 33. Total on to 60. Jeff Marsh, 33 from 61 balls after a very slow start. That's a very good stroke. And just beating the man into the boundary. Arjuna Ranatunga is the new bowler. He's coming out the city end. Well, that's perfectly placed. Well timed too by Moody. Be an easy 3 there. He got that just past the right hand of the man at mid-on.
Really used his reach beautifully there, Tom Moody. Came well forward.
The outfield was fast, but even a slow outfield would have struggled to slow that down enough to stop it reaching the fence. It was a straight out club down the ground.
Once again, Moody coming well forward to get at that one. Does use his reach beautifully.
Kalpaji to come on at the cathedral end. Fine blow. It's hit that a long, long way. And Moody, the batsman.
Very quickly down the track there, Tom Moody. Don't think he's going to be able to continue to bowl without a long on.
Was it Clive Lloyd that knocked out a seagull here one day? He brings up 100 there, no wicket for 100.
Yes, it's also pertinent to point out they know the playing conditions, the Seagulls. Not too many of them inside the circles there. And there go the flags. The reason is that the 100 is up. Partnership of 100 between these two. So what they've got to do now is lift the rate. They've got to win this match as quickly as they can, so that if they end up on equal points, they get through to the semi-finals.
50 for Jeff Marsh. Well played in his comeback match. Excellent start.
Yes, certainly well played. He'd be very happy with that, having been dropped from the side. He would have been very disappointed when he dropped the catch in the gully. But now, having made that 50 at a rate of 56.2 runs per 100 balls. Same for Moody. That's his 50 as well. So both of them bringing up their 50, which provides this Australian opening pair with an ideal opportunity now to launch themselves at this attack and get this game over with quickly, and in so doing improve their run rate and therefore their chances of getting to the semi-finals.
Well, Mooney's going to lift the run rate because he's collared that over mid-wicket for 4. So Moody, who's one of the best hitters in world cricket, just getting onto that off spin as it drifted in towards the leg stump, sweeping it. One bounce over the fence for 4. Even though this ground is a big ground, there's nobody at long off, and Moody may take him on, hit straight through the line of the ball. 6 men inside the circle. Moody goes, he's gone. Yes, he's caught him. Second juggle at mid-wicket. He tried to flick that over the circle. That was a pretty good catch in the end. Mahanama juggling the ball, didn't lose control, and the first wicket falls at 120.
Well, I don't know about not losing control. I tell you what, he was pretty happy when it bobbed back in. It was hit very firmly. The right idea here, he was trying to get it over the top. And down she comes, and he clutches it to his tummy there. Good catch by Muhammad at the end of the day. And that's the end of Tom Moody. So the Australians have lost their first wicket. An opening partnership of 120.
Mark Waugh, batting at number 3, takes guard.
He's a lovely onside player, Mark Waugh. Keep bowling there, and Australia will have the target very quickly.
Mark Waugh, obviously a player of very high quality, and he has the opportunity now, coming in at 3 against Sri Lanka, to establish himself back in the side.
To that one on the full, but he's picked out the outfielder, and what a good catch. When I say picked out the outfielder, I'm not sure he actually picked him out, but it's a terrific effort. He's moved a good 30-40 metres to his left, and even then it was high, and he had to leap to grab the ball. Terrific catch.
You see, I think it's Don Anurasiri here making ground, and he catches it high over his shoulders there. Another foot and a half or so over his head there, and that was 4 runs comfortably. In fact, Jeff Marsh has struck that very well, but it's been plucked out of the air, and Australia are now 2 for 130.
David Boone has relinquished his number 3 spot.
And someone's obviously conveyed that message to Mark Waugh. That's a typical shot of his. He is a wonderful timer of the ball. Apparently no real effort in playing that shot, but he's hit it a long, long way down the ground. Adelaide Oval must be the longest ground in the world, and he's cleared that boundary comfortably.
It's another 6. Now that was a crowd killer, that one. Someone's likely to get hurt when they disappear into the crowd that quickly.
Well, in fact, the crowd here today, officially 11,663. Many more of those, and the number will decrease one by one. Again, beautifully timed by Mark Waugh here, keeps his eye on the ball.
Went into the crowd like a doodle bug.
He tried to go over the top again there, Mark Waugh, but he's only holed out to mid-wicket. Wickramasinghe, I'm sorry, picks up a 2nd wicket. Tom Moody out in the same way.
Well, that's a good breakthrough for Sri Lanka. It's going to be a little bit too late. And they're pulling down the catch. Once again, 2 for 165 becomes 3 for 165. Here's Jones' first ball.
And that's beautifully played off his toes. He'll get back for 2, Dean Jones. He's pretty quick between the wickets. Does it easy. There's that Mark Waugh dismissal again. He's just taken this off about middle and leg. Tried to whip it over the infield. It didn't get over Mahanama, who's taken 2 good catches in that position. Sri Lankans, even though they look like going down today, they've enjoyed the cricket. But that's a huge hit. That's 6 more. That's one of the biggest hits I've ever seen here at the Adelaide Oval. It's enormous.
Not many batsmen are able to hit the ball for 6 down the ground. There are plenty of 6s hit square of the wicket here at the Adelaide Oval, across to the Victor Richardson gates or into the George Giffen stand. But the long part of the ground, it is one hell of a distance, I tell you.
Look at him get up and under that. And that's gone back. It's over the seats and onto the walkway and into the crowd. It's a huge hit. It was 18 from 26. It'll be 22 runs from 27 deliveries. What a magnificent shot. Beautiful drive through the covers. David Boone, what a legend. He's in great form. A little bit over-pitched here from Gurusinghe. He's picked the gap beautifully. They could be the winning runs. No, I'd say it'll only be 2. Bernie wants to come back for 3. Bit of the fumbles. Scores are tied. Australia have won the match. Australia won the match with 36 balls to spare.
That was a great performance from the Australians. Not only did they pick up the 2 points for victory against Sri Lanka, but they got their net run rate moving along very nicely indeed. And those 190 runs for victory came at an excellent rate. This is the card. First of all, Tom Moody at the top with 57, Jeff Marsh 60, an outstanding partnership there. They added 120 for the opening stand. Then Mark Waugh, the third man out, and David Boone unbeaten on 27, Dean Jones on 12. And the bowling figures for the Sri Lankans, the outstanding bowler was Vic Ramasinghe, 10 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 29. No one bowled better than he did at the Adelaide Oval today. And the other wicket taken by Kalpagee down the bottom there, 1 for 41 from 8 overs. And just a reminder of the way the points table stands at the moment. The top 4, New Zealand 8, England 7, India and Sri Lanka each have played 5 games now. The top 2 have a game in hand of them. 5 points each to India and Sri Lanka. And down in the bottom half, South Africa on 4, West Indies 4, Australia 4, Pakistan 3, and Zimbabwe none. Now, tomorrow's game, that's at the Gabba, South Africa against Pakistan. And the game begins at 9:20, that's the telecast, Eastern Standard Time. The match begins at 9:30. Tickets, Ticket World, 07223 0444, or the toll-free number 008 18 8014. So a very important win for Australia today here at the Adelaide Oval. In the game over in New Zealand, India beat Zimbabwe. So 2 points to India, 2 to Australia today, and everything is becoming very tight. For the moment, from the Adelaide Oval, it's goodbye.